Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing this fine Thursday evening? Let's get in here and pray. Y'all, God got a sense of humor today. We gonna get to it in a minute. Woo! Let me go ahead and tell you. The power went out on the island not once, but twice today. So if one eyebrow is higher than the other one is low, I got dressed in the dark. Okay. Oh, I'm just laughing. Thank you, God, for being Jehovah Nissi, the God of the banner. You place a hedge of protection in front of us, behind us, and on top of us. You keep us safe by any means necessary. Psalms 91. You place me underneath your mighty wing, and nothing shall by any means harm me. No evil will befall me, neither will any plague come nigh my dwelling. 1,000 may fall at my left hand side, 10,000 at my right, but it shall not come near me. No weapon formed against me will prosper. It will form, but I have the breakthrough formula from Jesus, Stove, and Arumala. Why all three? Because God is inviting everybody to the table that want to sit down. He said, if you're ready to sit down and do the work, come on. And I walk in, and instead of fussing about what it looks like, just saying, Ooh, y'all, it was hot. I ain't gonna sit here and tell you no lie. But I thank God that it came back on. I was I'm just grateful, child. Jehovah Shalom, the God of peace, the peace that passes all understanding. Philippians 4, think on these things that are good and of a good report. And if I keep my mind on God, God will keep me in perfect peace. It don't make sense, but it makes faith. And what I have faith in, I believe. And what I believe, I'm going to act on. And what I act on, I'm going to see it happen in the spirit realm before it happens in this realm. The spirit realm is the realest realm. That's why when you have a dream, it feels so real. This realm right here has been changed so many times, you don't even know who's in charge no more. Okay. Jehovah Sabaoth, the God of hosts. God is here, there, he's everywhere. God is me, and I am him. Okay, you're him too. See, God placed a small allspark in our heart. Let's break it down what he told Jeremiah. He said, before you enter, there it is. Before you enter your mother's womb, I knew you. That is because before we go into our mother's womb to come into this earth realm, we make a covenant with God about what we're going to do before we get here. We forget it because let me tell you something about this 3D realm. It's dense, it's heavy, it's a lot of stuff going on. So we forget all the plans we made with God. But our goal is to go back to him as clean as we were before we got here. And to make sure we finish what we said we was gonna do. And that's it. And it's something that hit me today. I was listening to my Bible verse. I was able to keep my phone going because it was at 100%. And I just let it go while I was doing the Bible verse, and then there was something that was said about Solomon and David. It said that Solomon was able to build a temple for God, but David could not because David had so much blood on his hands. That made me wonder if our ancestors could not build anything for God because they was tilling the land and tearing down stuff and had to do what they had to do. You know what I mean? Just thoughts. Some of that. It just popped up today when I heard it, and I've heard it I don't know how many times, but today it just said, ding, okay. Jehovah Elohim, the God of gods. We made all this stuff to put between us and God. And God's like, I don't have a problem with the priest, the preacher, the church, the cathedrals. He said, I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with you going to that before you come to the Creator. And then when you get hurt, you come to the Creator crying. I'm talking about me too. I'm talking about me too. Okay, this is me and God was having a conversation. Okay. And I said, you right, you right. Because if we'd have came to you first, we wouldn't have this problem. Jehovah El Shaddai, the Most High God, your name is higher than any name that is on this earth and the universe. If it can be congregated in a sentence and a punctuation put at the end of that sentence, God is higher than that. And then if I think of something I'm trying to tell you, God is higher than that. Just think about that for a minute. Mm, 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 mm. Everything you think of, God is higher than that. Because he's the creator and we're the creation. Jehovah Jireh, my provider, there is no lack. There's only provision. You're more than enough and you supply all I need. It may not look the way I thought it was going to look, but it's supplied. I'm worthy because I exist, and I exist because I'm worthy. Let me tell you something. If you were born of a woman, you're worthy because that's part of the birthright. There's nothing that God will ever withhold from me. God is my source and not the things on the outside of me. See, God will use people on this earth to bless me. See, wealth comes from the north, not from the north, as above, so below, not the east, west, and the south. It starts here first. It will always be supplied supernaturally if I believe it. It's based on frequency and energy, which is key. If God is here, I get up and change my perspective to come to God. We do that every time we get up to go to somebody. We change our perspective. Jehovah Rapha, my healer. You heal my mind, my soul, my body, and my spirit. You heal so much of me. Me and him have this conversation all the time. And I be like, God, I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful. Okay. Jehovah Gamola, the God of the recompense. Ain't no getting even with people. Ain't no arguing with people. What you do is you just release you pull your energy back to you. You just release them and you just keep on going. You just send all that negative energy up to the Creator and ask the Creator to cleanse and purify. Send it back to the sender, cleanse and purify. Because the only thing you owe them is love, and that is your act of love. No blocking and no stopping their path, no matter what they've done. Because we got out here cause and effect, sowing and reaping, and corresponding actions. Meaning whatever you put out is coming back 200, 300 times more. What you put out is a seed. Remember, what you do to people on this earth is a seed. And seed always come back as a full plant and a tree. Remember that. I live under the law of assumption that it's already worked out and I don't have to stress about it. Everything doesn't require my response or my fight. I choose my battles properly and I leave it in God's hands. No fussing and no stressing me out, and so it'll be and so it'll be and forevermore. Some stuff you ain't, don't waste your breath on. Yeah. Because it's going to turn into a big argument, and why are you wasting energy over there? Okay. Love you. Look in the description below to see a few items just for you. My books incorporate the essence of God. If you want to feel the presence of God, read In the Garden with the Father, Understanding True Intimacy. This book, honey, what it say? Get ready for a major breakthrough coming your way. Be at peace at all times. This is a book full of word of knowledge that I received from God in a 3 to 4 year period. I put it in here with different subjects. However, I have two more books on Amazon, Befriending the Shadow, as well as Unshakable Peace, Unstoppable Change. Those books I deem those shadow activity books. Why? Because most of the shadow books I seen was very serious. And I was like, but there's no play in here. My inner child, my inner teenager needs some playroom. So God said, because it was meant for you to build it. I said, and say less. So my books have a word of knowledge. Then you have an exercise, which is fun. Then you have a not so fun thing, a shadow question. It's going to cause you to dig deep and take all the mask off. Then you have number 4. Then you have, it's 22 chapters per book. So you have 2 books with 22 chapters. Then you have a page with coloring. And so I was going to put this big ornate coloring thing in there. And God said, I'm going to need you to keep it between the age of 5 and 10, because most people had childhood trauma between the ages of 5 and 10. And by the time you turned 7, everything was locked into you. Okay. Until someone came and fixed it before 10. Okay, so he said, keep it between 5 and 10. I said, say less. And then at the end, the last thing you get 5 things. The last thing you get is you get 4 pages per chapter. It's 22 chapters. You get 4 pages to doodle, to draw, to put down your vision, to put down your dreams, to put down your ideas, all of that in one place. So you're not looking like me. Got index cards all around the place, put them on the walls. You got pictures and stuff all on the walls. Because if you're anything like me, you want to keep stuff up there and with scripture, so you know what. So when you turn your head and you feel some kind of way, you can look at that scripture and say, there it is right there. Okay. No matter what your background, it don't matter. It don't even matter if you a Satanist. It don't matter, because guess what? A Satanist believes in God. If they didn't, they wouldn't work so hard not to believe in him. Just sharing. Notebooks and journals for all, coloring books that help in meditating, recalibrating the mind. You'll see a link to the podcast with the Women's Leveling Up that I did in May. It was fun being there. You'll see 2 other links that I did with 2 magazines that I was covered in. One local, one national. And my personal bookstore. I'm excited about that venture. Why? Because I'm in charge of my own intellectual property. Though I got a lot of stuff on Amazon. Type up Renetta Chester, you'll see it. There are some freebies there just for you. The link with 105 spiritual laws. They were 7 in one in the initial book. They was 12 in another. I said, God doesn't deal in confusion. So I did some research, found out that it was really 105. Disclaimer. Even though it's 105 spiritual laws, if you get in love, love covers a multitude. Multitude means how we think here on this earth. That means how society thinks. Love covers a multitude of laws. That's spiritual law, every law that is here, and everything that's come out of a mouth of a prophet. So that means love covers everything. You want to know more about it? Go to 1 Corinthians 13. Okay. Love covers everything. And that's what Jesus did when he came here. He gave us he gave us two new paradigms, love and grace. Love is what you do. You separate yourself from people. You put a boundary. You send them love. You send them cleansing and purifying energy, or you say, I release you in love. Okay? Then every time you think about them, you forgive yourself and you forgive them. The disciple says, do we forgive our brother 7 times? Jesus said, no. We forgive our brother 7 times 70. That's 490 times with the same indiscretion. Because every time it comes up, you are forgiving them and forgiving yourself because you didn't know what you know until you passed the test to get on the other side of it. Okay, that's how you have a testimony. Then you learn and you say, okay. We know everything, but we don't know anything. And this keeps us from attachments as we go through each level. Oh, I forgot to talk about the 10 Commandments. Just like we had the 10 Commandments. Okay, and I showed you the Torah the other night. We have the 10 Commandments. But it's really 613 of those. And all 613 is in the Torah. I have a copy. I showed you the other night. The version I have is the Tanakh. It's the whole Old Testament in the full Jewish form, and it is broke down. Let me see if there it is. And it is broke down, and when you read this and you go back to the Bible, it's just not the same. It's just not the same. It's just not the same. You know more. You just know more. Okay. And so God told the Israelites, there's no way possible that you can keep 613 laws every day for the rest of your life and not get tired. They was like, yes, you can. Us and our children. So that's how we got involved with the generational trauma and the baggage, because there's no way possible to do this law every day and not miss it. It's impossible. That's why you get into love, so you don't have to do all of this stuff, because it gets draining, it gets heavy, and everything with God is not supposed to be heavy. It's not supposed to be easy either. But at the same time, it's not supposed to be heavy all the time. Okay. Yeah. And so that went there. Okay. We know everything, but we don't know anything. And this keeps us from attachments as we go through each level and lesson taught to me by Jesus, Thoth, and Issue. Okay. The Adjective PDF, along with your 400 values PDF, it's your science project, take a picture. Cheese, you change your whole sim character. You said, I'm tired of these janky promoters down here. I don't like the life I'm living. I'm finna change my life because I don't like this. I want a better life. And so you change it around. I'm not going to lie. Things going to fight you because everybody is okay with how you are right now because you easy to get over. The minute that you say, I'm putting boundaries, everybody like, wait a minute. Who you think you are? Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff? Okay. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter for the juicy updates and the upcoming events. Don't forget to look at my link for the school app. I just started getting some things together. I was also inducted into the new class of Who's Who and Influential Women, pulling up the last quarter of 2025. That's a whole new experience. God is faithful, and I thank it, and I'm so grateful for it because He brought it right to me. I'm so grateful. Don't forget to look at the link to receive 25% off your first order. This is the company I use along with All Natural Remedies for the assistance of the diagnosis I received in 2017 of breast cancer. I didn't take any cancer treatments. I didn't take any chemo. I didn't take any ports, any of that. I just took all natural things and the stuff out of the backyard. I told the doctors, I'm going to just do this on my own. They said, no, we need you to do immediate surgery because you only got 6 months. And I said, well, if I got 6 months, then I'm going to do it on my own way. They was like, fine. So I told them, I said, I'm going to just put my order in. They told me, huh? I said, I bind every tumor, every growth, every disease, every bacteria, everything that is trying to attach itself to my body. I curse it to the root right now and send it back to the pit of hell. And I loose the blood of Jesus, because by His stripes, I'm healed, and I'm the healed, protecting my health from sickness and disease. right now. They said, what? I said, when I come back with a testimony, you'll understand. Came back with a testimony. The show did. Uh-huh. So I showed it. I came right back with a testimony and let them know it was done. So then I went home. God, what we gonna do? God said, go ahead and call that naturopathic doctor. Didn't even know I had a phone number. Then my ancestor says, go outside, get that dandelion. I said, what? That's where you get that roasted dandelion root tea from. Because I told the doctors what I did. Why not? I'm giving you the testimony. And then they said the morning glory, the onion, I call it crabgrass, but it smells like onions. And then poke salad, and put that together with and put it on top of my spinach. Clean it up, put it on top of the spinach, underneath the jasmine rice with zucchini and squash, red onions, red, yellow, and orange bell peppers. Those bell peppers taste good raw. I'm just saying. And I'm so thankful to still be here. I tell God every day, I'm so thankful to still be here on this green earth. And every time I wake up, I say, God ain't done with me yet. Excuse me. Psalms 91, 1 through 6, NLT. And those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Even the shadow of God is amazing. This I declare about the Lord. He alone is my refuge and my safety, and is. Mhm. He is my God. No shame in that. And I trust him. I sure do. For he will rescue me from every trap and protect me from every deadly disease every day. He will cover me with his feathers. And the reason why I say protect me from every deadly disease, let me tell you something. Every day you go out your door, you breathing air that is being released. If you just look up, you will see all those chemtrails and all of that stuff. God is keeping us every day, whether we know it or not. Okay. He will cover me with his feathers. He will shelter me with his mighty wings every day. He is faithful to his promises. Let me tell you something. If you like me, God will say, daughter, what you want? I'll be like, God, you know what I want. I like the shiny stuff. He said, I know. He said, break it down what you want. I'll be like, I want diamonds and pearls. God said, okay, I'm going to give you the diamonds and the pearls. Thank you, Prince. He said, I'm going to give you the rubies, the sapphires, the emeralds. I'm going to give you everything you want. But every day that you wake up, I'm going to need you to make a step towards what you want every day. And I said, say that again. He said, every day, I'm going to need you to make a small step towards what you want every day. And I said, say less. And every time I say less, I be looking at God like, my armor, my protection. I'm not afraid of the terrors of the night, nor the bullets that fly at day. I do not dread a disease that stalks in darkness. Why? Because David told us in Psalm 23, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, my rod and staff. Who knew our cross was our spine and shoulder to shoulder? Jesus said, pick up your cross and carry it with you daily. Little did we know we already had it in our body. And then it says, and my cup runneth over. That means overflow, increase, woo, prosperity. And then it says, and goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Then you go to Isaiah 53, and it says, God will send the angels to go before us and set asunder to make the crooked places straight. Everything that try to come at you, the angels are in front of you with a, with a, a blessed machete, cutting everything down. Okay. And then it says, and God is my rear guide. Meaning everything that's trying to come up from behind you in the rear, God has got your six. Okay, put that together. Goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. God is always my rear guide. Wait a minute. God is always my rear guide. Coming up, following my six, making sure I always have goodness and mercy all the days of my life. So he gonna make sure I get what I'm supposed to have. What? As long as I keep going, I'm gonna get it. Okay. It's a fixed fight, but you gotta keep going. Nor the disaster that strikes at midday. Because see, God is fighting in the spirit realm, but he needs us to do stuff here in this physical realm. Hand over heart for your affirmation, or however you would like to say it. I am not society script. I am my own definition. I am not of this system, but a flame from God, source the divine. I don't stress about what I can't physically fix. If I can't fix it in 15 minutes, I'm letting go. I let go of that attachment and I monitor the use of my own energy. Your energy is just like money. Okay. Monitor it. Child, I woke up this morning so numerous times I wasn't even able to keep up with the time on the clock. My dreams were so vivid and weird. What I say weird because it was beautiful. I started releasing people. I'm talking about early this morning. I'm not early. It was 2 something, maybe 3 something. I'm releasing people because I heard their names this morning. But not only did I hear their names, but I heard the words that went beside their names. And it was almost like I was at a desk. I sat up in the bed and I was almost like I was at a desk, but I was in my bed. And it was like I was at a computer and a person's name would come up and then it would say, and have a spirit beside it. And I said, really? And I'd be like, and it just, and then I would hear their name. It was a lot going on this morning. I've never felt that before, but it showed up this morning. Last night, I kept waking up and having conversations with people I don't remember meeting, but I had some type of relationship with them because they felt familiar, but they didn't have human bodies, but they had familiarity to them. What I'm trying to say is, they was some bright light in here last night. And I woke up talking to them and having conversations. And I'm just like, what is going on? I felt like I was sleepwalking, but I won't. I wonder if anybody else had that last night. It was just a lot of stuff going on last night. I was just like, did this really happen? And I was talking to my answer. They said, yeah, it really happened. I said, okay, I'm just making sure. It's hard to understand, but I felt like I knew them, but from where I don't know. I saw light and darkness standing together. They both integrated like yin and yang, the yin and yang sign, and then they entered me. I was like, did I just see that? Then I remembered, if you see it, it's realer than you think, or your mind snaps because of the program that we have on this earth. So I said, you know what? I saw it. And we were speaking a language I don't know, and it wasn't from this planet, or even it wasn't tongues, and it wasn't an angel language. I just feel changed in a way I can't explain to you. It's becoming a normal experience lately, and with me, and I'm like, okay. Every time I read the Bible or other religious texts, I hear of others seeing things they can't truly explain. I'm learning just because they look innocent doesn't mean they're not a Portuguese man of war underneath. If you know what I'm talking about. A Portuguese man of war is so beautiful. It looks like a beautiful tulip on the top of the water. But if you get too close to it, there's like a foot to 2 feet of a jellyfish underneath it with stingers that make you feel like you just want to leave here. Just shoot me. That's how you feel. When you hear about people that's been stung by, oh my God. Because it's not just one jellyfish. It's like 6 to 10 jellyfish in one. So that's why the stingers are so long. So yeah. If I hear release, I do it immediately. If I hear monitor, that doesn't mean stare it down. It means monitor how I feel around them. When comfortability releases, changes release, you know, just paying attention to what's going on. Our energy is our, like I said a few minutes ago, our energy is our most valuable asset. Protect it like you would your money. Hope you get what I'm putting down. Message. Symptoms. Crown and third eye wide open. And right now they still wide open. Okay. I'm gonna get to it in a minute. I'm gonna break it down. Ears popping, pulsing, ring. I'm talking about ringing and high pitched noises all day. Like ancestors been reaching out all day. Electricity all through my body to the point I was joking. There it is, right here. Tingling in my hands and my feet, but it wasn't numbness. Um, it's like it was powering up, and I heard a noise, and I knew it wasn't nothing because we didn't have no power today. We had no power on the island. And when it happened, there was no power. But I heard zzz, and I was like, okay. And then it was like it was powering up. And when I looked down at my hands, it was like gold dust or shininess in my hands. And I looked down at my feet and they were shining. And I said, wait a minute. I ain't even put no oil on. And the same thing happened last night. I looked down at my hands and they were just glowing. And I looked at my feet, they were just glowing. And I was like, okay, it's a lot of stuff going on today. I heard people names with energy that that's working through them, like good, monitor, obsessed, get rid of, need to monitor. Asking myself, am I good to walk away from things that is not for me from now on. And being honest with myself. Spirituality means being brave and standing alone when nobody else sees it your way. Always stand with God, even when people you thought was with you, or you thought that was like your ace boon coon, or you thought was maybe how do you call it, a mentor, like a spiritual mentor, and then you found out later on after you start spending a little time when you like, wait a minute, something ain't right. I'm picking up something that ain't flowing with me, and it's usually a Jezebel spirit. Whenever you start hanging around people who are spiritual and stuff don't start adding up no more, start paying attention for control and that mammon spirit. Both of them are Jezebel spirits. Again, no judgment. I don't have no judgment because I've done a lot of stuff. We've all been there at some point in our lives. Cause just think about the stuff that you've done. Think about what you've done for money in the past. You woke up early to go to a job that you didn't even like. That was Jezebel spirit. That spirit was controlling you to go to a job you didn't like, but you needed to do that to pay your bills. You don't look at it that way, but it is. Um, last night when I said in reference when I said I'm drunk in the spirit, things completely changed last night. It's just like all last night I was like, I ain't drank alcohol in a long time, y'all. I felt like I had the biggest buzz in my life, and I haven't been near alcohol. I don't do drugs. I don't do any of that because God told me to get rid of it a long time ago when I first started this, way back in 2022. It's been a long ride. So yeah, it's been a long ride. But last night things completely changed, and I can't put my finger on it, but things completely changed. Like I hit something last night, but I don't know what. Dreams were so vivid of allowing people to be who they are and choosing me. That dream was so vivid. Oh my gosh, it was so vivid. Questioning myself and making sure it was my decision and not old programming. So that means I slow down to pay attention. The power went off on the island, not once, but twice. I guess it is an energy resetting in the grid too. So I took a nap. I couldn't do anything. The power was out. We couldn't do nothing. I had cleaned and washed my bedding right before the outage happened. So I was so grateful. I was like, oh, I'm so grateful I did that. Realizing not everything or everyone that reaches for you is meant to be on your path. They just want to be in your energy or the light with you. God is giving it, again, there's no judgment. God is giving us the keys to heaven and earth. If we bind or loose, whatever we bind here on the earth is bound in heaven. Whatever we loose down here on earth is loosed in heaven. Okay, that's how it works. That's why how you get that as above, so below. But if you bind it here, it's all it. The minute you bind it here, it's bound in heaven, and the angels is moving to make it happen. Lord, I played a game with today with Bella because I couldn't do nothing else, and I said, well, I just want to play. The inner child came out, and I said, but it's hot, child. But she wanted to play, so I said, let's play. So I played a tiptoe game with Bella. She can't stay in that game. So she chased me around the room, and I said, it's too hot to be chasing. Playing this game, but it was fun. The tiptoe game is she can't stand it, but it's hilarious to see her get upset. You start tiptoeing. I tell you I got a cane corso. So you start tiptoeing and she like, what are you doing? So then she don't like that. So yeah. And it was so many more things that was happening, too many to even put here, but it was a lot that was going on today. I was just like, what is going on? Everyone gets the opportunity to do their own work and in their own timing. It's hard when you love folks, but in their own timing. Okay, keep going. They get the opportunity to decide just like you did. I know you care for them, But what are they showing you? Are you really paying attention with your eyes, not just your spiritual eyes? Okay. Some want to connect only when they feel you growing. Let them go and learn their own lessons. They will hold you down for moving forward. Because see, they will say they ready, and then they'll get to the next level. And if you haven't done the work on that past level, oh, you'll get shot back down. Just let go. It will be okay. God has you and them. Trust that. Save yourself and keep going. And then share the wisdom as you go forward. Okay. Excuse me. Confirmation bird. James 1:19-21 NLT. Don't allow anyone to take your power or your energy. Understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Human anger does not produce the righteousness God desires. So get rid of all the negative thinking and humbly accept the word that God has planted in your hearts. I don't know what he planted there, for it has the power to save your souls. Because let me tell you, some stuff was happening for me to get angry. And you know what I did? I put on my punching gloves. I sure did. I said, well, let's go then if you want to play. So I just punched the air. Verses like Quran 17:53, 41:48 highlight the importance of speaking kindly, avoiding slander, and speaking the truth. Then 254 emphasizes that it's not for us to question Allah's decision, but his decision is always better. Remember how we say that about God? That's why I'm trying to tell you it's the same thing. We're just saying it differently. And we're fighting each other because the system says so. It's the same thing. We're saying the same thing. It requires the believer to surrender to Allah's will, which is the message of faith to surrender to divine authority. We're doing the same thing as Christians. We're doing the same thing with God. We're doing the same thing. But we let them fool us. We've been bamboozled, hoodwinked. Do we really know who we are? It's time that we get into our studies, whatever that is. Pray, meditate, and find out who we are. Be so secure when things come to steal your joy, we bounce back quicker every time. You see how we saying the same language? Every road goes back to God. If you keep knocking and you keep searching, that door will wide open right on up to you. He said, if you keep seeking and you keep knocking, the door will open. No matter which way you find him, all paths lead to God. I'm still saying I am worthy of love. You know why I'm worthy of love? Because it's my birthright for being born of a womb of a woman. Number two, it's my blood bought right for what Jesus did. He gave us love and grace. Okay, I'm worthy of a life I love. I'm worthy of loving what I do and loving just waking up. I'm worthy of a rounded, wealthy life. I am worthy of infinite wealth on the inside of me. It's on the inside, but when I get rid of that negativity, I get rid of the addictions, I get rid of those things that's holding me down, then I can get to it. I'm worthy of the dream that is in my heart. If it's in my heart, God put it there. I didn't put that there. That's our covenant. That's why I can't sit still. I got to get it done. I have these timelines are no longer for me. No heart, no fight. There's no hurt, there's no fight, there's no bitterness, there's no anger. We just can't walk together no more because we don't agree. We're on two different timelines. We don't agree anymore. So I'm gonna send you your way, I'm gonna go my way, and I cut the cords. I cut all those gold cords that made us work together because guess what? We don't. We don't even think the same way anymore. You're choosing a whole nother path, and that's fine. When you're ready, you'll turn around. I see nothing but cleansing and purifying energy. So when you're ready, you can turn around. I release the timelines that require me to shrink because if I can't be all of me in your presence, that means I may not need to be in your presence no more. I'm not rushing to placing pressure on myself. I'm just open for clear communication and wisdom on my next move in stillness. There's something about stillness. Today we was put in immediate stillness. Whether we wanted to be or not. I walk forward lighter, clearer, and deeply supported. I'm never alone. I have my ancestors, angels, and God. That's a threefold cord. It cannot be easily broken. I'm secure in myself, knowing even if nobody's walking with me, I'm never alone. I have some people walking with me, and they'll jump out the bushes on you. And I can't control it because they in a whole nother realm. Angels always bring me something amazing that causes my heart to light up. It never fails. Every day, it's always something beautiful. It is. To bring me in awe or to put me to tears. It's always something beautiful. I'm aware enough to pause, breathe, and sit still for the next move, or just know that I am loved in every way that love can show itself. Love has 101 million ways to show itself. That's why you don't get married to the method. You allow God to be what God is doing. People go out of their way to do me good because of the favor of God on my life. Rules, laws, regulations, or any red tape is removed from me. It is said we don't even use it to do this. They just can't even help it. And guess what? I can't neither. But when God say let go, my intuition say let go, my ancestors say let go, and they say I wish, I'm like, I just let go because we done. I have miracles every day, and uncommon blessings find me without me even searching for them. They just come upon me because I am aligned. It was a miracle to get these lights back on because these lights been out for about 4 hours, about 3, 4 hours. God is good. Okay, because it was hot. I don't consent to any energy control. I'm grounded, safe, and fully in control of myself, untouchable and fully sovereign in myself. All cords are removed from me. Cut, cut, snip, snip, burn, burn. I release every cord. I break all those gold cords. We no longer work together no more. We don't agree. Mm-mm. I am worthy of the dreams and everything my heart desires. Again, if it's in here, God put it there. I just have to go through the darkness of my heart first before I can get to the dream. I allow clear thinking to find me without fighting for it. If it's mine, I don't have to compete with you for it. I don't have to compare myself to you. I can just, woo, let me tell you, there are times when God is telling you to do something that your body just be like, because God will get, what he'll do is God will send energy to you, right? And when he's sending the energy, your body be like, you be like, let me ground, let me ground. But I'm worthy of seeing all my dreams come true while seeing the light in darkness at any moment. If I can go up here like an eagle and see from a different perspective, I'm going to be okay. But see, I got to get up there first. I saw this somewhere, and I don't remember where I saw it, but I said, it's mine now. All things come to me in perfect, mature timing for my highest outcome and for the good of all. Because if I win, you win. If you win, I win. Why? Because we're going to share what we can share. Money comes back to me multiplied on every dollar that was spent. Double, triple, quadruple, 100-fold on every dime that was spent, what was taken from me, and 100-fold on what I don't know was taken. How about that? I'm willing to open space for things I truly want by being gentle with myself. I'm intentional with love for myself. You know how much I love me. Mm. I saw this on Google, and I've been saying, what? Google, that's mine now. I put a little bit of seasoning, that Lowry seasoning salt, and some hot sauce. Spirit, if it's in my highest good, I remove all energy that doesn't belong to me from my energy field and send it back to the rightful owner, cleanse and purify, no matter where we originally met. Okay, universe, world, timeline, dimension, and realm, I sever the cord of connection. The lessons have been learned. I release you to find your own way. I send nothing but cleansing and purifying energy to you. I send light with you as you go. Only thing I owe you is love. I'll call all my energy fragments back to me like Magneto. I am free. I am free. I am free. I now release all energies, traumas, and patterns that aren't in alignment to my highest good across all timelines, dimensions, and realms. Everything my ancestors could not bring in, I bring it in now. Okay. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free. I sit in peace and I don't rush the process. Let me tell you, that's the part right there. Can you sit in silence when the test is being given? Because there's a portion of this thing. That test I get, ain't nobody talking with the proctors in the room. I help builders break through invisible confidence walls so that they can create consistent momentum in their life in just 4 weeks. Oh, it's intense, but it's 4 weeks. You're not just correcting mistakes. You're confronting generations of programming because this didn't start with you. I've done the deep work and now I'm ready to walk you through the breakthrough your life has been waiting for. Let's make it happen together. Woo! I've done the work, but I'm not a guru. I get up every day to become better than I was the day before. Okay. Because this thing is a constant daily process to renew the mind. Romans 12 and 1 and 2. Okay. Hi, my name is Renetta the owner and founder of Life Success Results LLC. Soul Igniter, Trauma Overcomer, Holistic Spiritual Strategist. I work with the whole being from my level of training and education. Mind, spirit, soul, and body. Massage therapy, Reiki and sound healing, holistic practitioner. We pull out all the impurities from the rooter to the tutor. Human design practitioner, we go back to the beginning. We look at the generational baggage, that wound care and nourishment, that intuition and reconnection to your dragon energy, that anointing, that burden removing, yoke destroying power of God. Because that's really what the anointing, when it comes in, it burns everything away, just like a dragon. Okay. It demolishes that old life for you to step into the new one. It just, you shed away, like you shed away the old life like a serpent and a snake. Don't that sound familiar? Now it's going to make you go look back at Genesis different. Maybe that snake that was there was coming to give wisdom, to shed light on what was really going on, because it was really going on was control. And the story that we was told is not the true story. Because if Adam and Eve, because if Adam was a son and Eve was a daughter, wouldn't that make Adam and Eve sister and brother? So wouldn't that make that? I'm just giving you things to think about. Just giving you things to think about. To go a little bit further. It's that untamed energy that changes your life forever. Because it's all about thinking. God is right now is getting us to change our thinking, because some stuff is about to happen and it's about to cause a major fallout, because we finna find out some things that's been held back from humanity for a long time. By healing your mother wound, you're not just listening to your own voice, your inner voice. You're no longer saying no. Because see, you're supposed to be listening. We're not supposed to. You get the opportunity to listen to your inner voice, which is your intuition. Say no and mean it. Set boundaries. And then I'm going to show you, spirit, with your neck going. Everyone is not against you. The father wound. Allow anger to come up. Deal with it through exercise, screaming on a pillow, boxing gloves like I did today, punching in the air, kickboxing, rock climbing, whatever floats your boat, surfing, while understanding you have a right to feel safe in the now. That's what boundaries are for. So the question is, who are you really fighting behind those reactions and those actions? Who are you really blaming? And are you looking at yourself, or are you blaming it someone on the outside of you? We go into the darkness to reclaim everything that belongs to you. By standing in the now to recover every piece of you left behind. When we heal, when men and women heal, we heal 7 generations before and after. The womb is a portal to life, and we all have one. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, we have a brain in our head, we have a brain in our heart, we have one in our belly. The one in our belly is connected to the sacred geometry of flower of life. And it says that's where all creation comes from. Okay. That's why Jude said, the book right before Revelation, it's only one book. It says, out of my belly shall flow rivers of living water. Isaiah 43:19 says, I am doing a new thing. Don't you see it? I'm making rivers in the desert where it was dry, where you didn't think you was in the wilderness, and you didn't think you was like, I'm just lost. I don't know what to do. God is saying, I'm sending a way to take care of you. I'm going to water you. I'm sending water. Agua, I'm sending it to you. Not only that, it's like he's doing us like he took care of Elijah. Elijah was taken care of at a certain brook, and when that brook dried up, he took him to get taken care of by the widow and her son. And they said they were going to eat and die. And he said, do what you're going to do, but make sure you make a cake for me first. And then do whatever you're going to do. And I promise you, God is going to make sure Whatever you got is going to last because you taking care of the prophet. Woo! They been too many things, but sitting around here acting like a prophet and really not. God is finna rectify a lot of stuff. Get ready. So when we respect and heal it, everything that comes from it is whole to lead future generations of leaders with intuition, empathy, strength, and wisdom. In the lines of King Solomon, we were in. Let's talk about King Solomon. He was the wisest man on earth. Okay, and they said has not been anyone like him, and they won't be anyone like him ever since. You know why? Because when Jesus came, he gave us love and grace. Love is able to make a boundary. Boom. Still seeing love to people. I send cleansing and purifying energy, or I release you in love. Either one of those. Okay. Then every time you think about them, you forgive yourself and you forgive them. Jesus told the disciples, you forgive your brother 7 times 70. That is 490 times for the same indiscretion. So if we forgiven 490 times, imagine how many times God has forgiven us for what we done. Remember, if you see it out there, it's in here too. Okay. And grace is God's willingness to get involved with human affairs. Okay, I told God, I said, look, if I'm down here and you see me going through something and I can't holler out help like Peter, just come and get me. He said, I'm coming to get you because I put too much in you. Okay. Even secret societies use Solomon in their rituals, Solomon's porch or the temple. Okay. To get through this process, you're going to need something to believe in bigger than you. Okay. Because stuff is going to be coming at you bigger than you. When we heal, we change the atmospheres and the eras of the world. When people see a healed woman or man, they want to emulate that, and it becomes a row of dominoes or a domino effect. Whether that, let's be honest, whether that's God, Allah, Hare Krishna, Kalima, Buddha, Hecate, whatever you believe. Don't judge none of this because there's certain levels on here that you're going to need one of these people I just called out. Don't believe me? Wait till you get there and see how it works. Before we meet, we'll complete a short reflection to allow me to personalize the program to what your personal needs are. That's why God said treat everybody with respect because you don't know who you're going to need on. Then hop on a focused 45-minute call with me. See, if you're like me and you grew up in the church, you're probably going to need a paradigm shift in that. And that 45-minute call is what it is. And plus, it's a private call, meaning nobody's not going to know your business. Okay. And then if you're like me and you of African descent, you're going to need a paradigm shift. Okay. Then if you are the first person in your family to do anything, go to school, buy a house, start a business, you're going to need a paradigm shift because everybody is telling you what to do, but nobody has done it yet. But they telling you how to get it done. If they knew how to do it, why has no one in the family done it before you? Because you're the breaker. So when you're the breaker, you have to think outside of the box, outside of the circle, outside of the stars. You got to think outside of everybody. Okay. That's why I said a paradigm shift because you can't think inside of what has ever been done. Because now you got to get with God, Allah, Hare Krishna, Buddha, whoever you bow down to. Now you get the opportunity to start a whole new process. Okay. And even if you are Caucasian, let's talk about it. Your ancestors saw stuff in the 50s and the 60s, and you said it didn't bother you. Your ancestors, your great grandmother, saw someone get burned alive on a stake. They saw somebody hanging on a rope, and they were 5 and 6 years old. That type of anger and bitterness is taught to a child. Do you imagine how they lost their childhood and they was never a child after that? And they had nightmares? Don't you imagine all of that came down? Don't you think about where the addiction came from? Or just think about it. Just think about it. The fears that you have that are not yours, that's ancestral. And you say, not me, everybody. At the end, you will know how to identify exactly where you stop and what makes you excited and why. It might be something this small. It's usually not what you think it is, but you've been starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping. Learn to stay committed even when life gets tough. Because let me tell you something, everything in the kitchen sink is going to be thrown at you. Because the system, your old self, and God, you're going to run up on a plateau. And you're gonna have to get past. You're gonna get the opportunity to get past that. And like I said, you're gonna need something higher than you to get past that plateau. Because that's when you're dealing with spiritual stuff. And if you don't have nothing spiritual, it's a tough road. I'm telling you from experience. And that's where most people end up. And yeah, we'll talk about it later. Okay. From who you really are and meant to do. Okay. Reignite your imagination and give yourself permission to live how you supposed to see it. This your dream that came from God, the creator. Not everybody else around you. So can't nobody tell you how to live this because they weren't in the room. This was a closed conference call with you and God, all under an hour. It is called the Beta Bigger Than Me Visionary Breakthrough Accelerator. It's 4 weeks completely free. If you've ever wondered, why does this keep happening? Every time I try to get past it, I keep running into this. Why can't I stay consistent? Why does something always pull me back? I only have a few slots each month, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. Also, share it with someone and hit the bell so you know whenever I put out something new. God is so good. He is so good. When you get to know him for real, not through someone else, when you get your own personal relationship, when you get all your study stuff out and you look at it and you start highlighting stuff and you start asking questions and you put your pen like I do. So God, wait a minute. This is what I was taught in church all my life because I was a preacher's kid, okay? This is what I was taught all my life. But what you're trying to tell me is that don't exist, basically. Your chance to step into sovereignty is here. I'm telling you, mind blowing. That's why I'm saying if you don't have anything hiding you, excuse me, confirmation bird, you're going to have a moment or two. All it takes is 3 things. Visit my webpage, number 1. Hit connect here, number 2. Fill out that short form and boom, you're in the join for a private session to get started on your journey back to you. See, and you're going to say, well, I know myself. Child, I thought I knew myself too. But see, I was brought up by baby boomers. And they say you don't question adults. You don't question elders. They know. You don't question people on the pulpit. They know. See, questions brings clarity instead of blindly believing everything, instead of trusting the voice of God that I hear all the time. And my own intuition, what do you need to question? What part of your life are you playing? Are you the leader of your own life? Question: if you was to get an award right now, would you get main character or supporting character? Because it's by your action that you choose daily. I'm not judging you because I was getting a supporting role every time. I'm like, wait a minute, I've been doing the work. They be like, you don't know who you are yet. You sure? Because you ain't protecting your energy. I was like, yeah. You've been asking for change. You've been feeling the pull. Now's your moment to show up for yourself. You've been showing up for everybody else, and then you resentful because you giving to everybody, ain't nobody giving to you. But it's your responsibility to take care of you too, right? You're supposed to take care of you first. Remember how they said on the plane, do the oxygen on you first before you give it to the child? You was like, should I take care of the child? Well, if you pass out in the corner, the child can't be taken care of. If your energy is gone, who got you? The only thing you have to lose is the weight that's been holding you back. The only thing you have to gain is everything that's been waiting for you on the other side of who you said you wanted to be. It's just that simple. The rest, I'll walk you through every step of the way. Okay. It's just that simple, honey. I only have a few slots each month. And I look forward to speaking to you soon. I came out on the other side. I wanted someone there for me. I get to be the person I wish I had on my side. Again, when you're ready to meet the real you, I'm ready. Let's walk out of fear into something new and unknown together. God doesn't give you what you want until you let go of what's in your hands. Aren't you ready to let go and receive what's yours? I'm just saying. I had this talk with myself, so I ain't judging nobody. There are some freebies and a link to my podcast with the women's leveling up. It was great being there. I'm trying to remember what I did in my book. It was great being there. What did I do with the book? No. Oh, there it is. You gotta laugh at yourself. You can't laugh at yourself. You take yourself too seriously. Okay, from the podcast of the women's leveling up that was done in May, recently, and don't forget to look at the two other links that's in there. The magazines that I was covering. One was local, one is national. Okay. You see the magazines I was covered in. Look in the description below to see the things that truly light you up and leave everything else behind. I cannot wait to talk to you soon. Remember, I placed a new link to my own personal bookstore. My books incorporate the essence of God. If you want to feel the presence of God, read In the Garden with the Father, Understand the True Intimacy. This is a one-on-one book with me and God. Okay, just one-on-one book. Get ready for major breakthrough coming your way. Okay, no matter what your background. Then I also have two other books on Amazon, Befriending the Shadow and Unshakable Peace, Unstoppable Change. Both of those books I call those shadow activity books because I was seeing everybody else shadow workbooks and they were just so serious. And I said, but I like to play and I like to laugh. And my inner child and my inner teenager needs something to play with. So God said, well, make it. I said, say less. Okay, so you get a word of knowledge from God and you get an exercise. It's fun. And then you get a shadow question. Not so fun because those cause a lot of tears with me. Then you get coloring pages. God told me to keep the pages between 5 and 10 because those are the ages that we have those are the ages that we have childhood trauma between and childhood baggage between the age of 5 and 10 because nobody's protecting us and the adults we was looking out to protect us, they can't protect us. You know why they can't protect us? No, thank you, Siri. Siri caught on from what I'm saying. You know why they couldn't protect us? Because they couldn't protect themselves. So they have that same wounded. And if you're wounded, you can't heal someone else until you come out on the other side, okay? No matter what your background. Notebooks and journals for all, coloring books for all that help in meditating and recalibrating the mind. Woo! I'm excited about this venture because I'm in charge of my own intellectual property, even though I have property all on Amazon. Type my name up, Renetta Chester, and you see it all. Don't forget about the link to the 105 spiritual laws that govern the earth. Okay, we're no longer under the law. We're under grace and love through Jesus. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter and the juicy updates and upcoming events. Don't forget about your adjective and 400 values PDF and do your new science project. Change your whole sim character to the game. Look at the new link for the school app. I just started getting things together. I was just inducted into the new class of Who's Who and Influential Women, bringing up the last quarter of 2025. It's a whole new experience. God is faithful. I am thankful and grateful. I really am because God did this. Okay. Don't forget to look at the link to receive 25% off your first order. This is the company that I use along with all natural remedies. For my assistance in 2017, I was given a diagnosis of breast cancer and given 6 months to live. I didn't take no cancer treatments. I didn't take any chemo. I didn't do anything. No force. I just took that 100% Silver Shield, naturopathic doctor, natural food, Dr. Sammy diet, and my naturopathic doctor was looking at the things that was on it per my blood type and took off the things that I made an extra copy and said, okay, these are the things per my blood type. Okay. Child, I'm glad I'm still here because God is good and his mercy endures forever. Father God, I thank you for this message. I thank you for your goodness. I thank you for your glory. I thank you for loving me. I thank you even for the butt whoopings and correction. I thank you because God, if you didn't correct me, you would put me over in Romans 1 where you would have I would be in a reprobate mind when you tired of talking to me because I ain't listening. Father God, I'm always listening. Okay. Father God, I thank you that we are doing the best we can down here, because some of us are giving the most raggediest cards. We playing Tunk, Uno, and Spades with the most raggediest cards. They told us to our face, you are disenfranchised. Okay, but we wearing them out. We wearing them out because you in our ear. And I just want to let you know, I thank you for being here this evening, because you could have been anywhere, and I love you in the love of the Lord. Have a great evening. Good night.